What is going on, dorks? I'm your man, Andy York.
And I'm Jason.
And welcome back to the Dorks Next Door. Today we are coming at you with our top 10 MCU villain list. Now this list deals with all the MCU Canon villains, so we're taking into account the movies, TV shows, and Netflix originals. And the reason why we did this is because, ooh baby boy, the MCU villain list is not the prettiest. So we've taken my list and Jason's list and thrown them together to create this mega massive list. Over 22 films, 5 TV shows, and 6 Netflix originals, the MCU has had its ups and downs with their villains. So let's take a look at our list at the best MCU villains.
Number 10, Hela. Hela, the goddess of death, is played by the amazing Cate Blanchett, and it's obvious that she was allowed a bit of freedom with the role, which allows her talent to shine through tremendously. After Odin dies, Hela is finally free, striving to conquer Asgard and uniting Thor and Loki against her. She terrorizes the commoners, who are practically helpless against her until Thor returns. Stabbing Thor in the eye, it's due to his quick thinking and the emergence of Surtur that the heroes ultimately win.
Number 9, Killmonger. I feel like it's safe to say that Eric Stevens, aka Killmonger, was a shining moment of Black Panther. Michael B. Jordan absolutely nails this role, but more importantly, the movie does a great job of making you feel sympathy for the villain. He wasn't trying to kill T'Challa just to kill him, but there was a reasonable motive behind it. From finding out that he is from Wakanda, and that his father was killed by T'Challa's dad, T'Chaka, to growing up with a hard life in Oakland, Killmonger makes a lot of sense in his attacks. While he ultimately dies at the end, there is still a level of respect between Killmonger and Black Panther at the end of the film. While his actions weren't right, there is still some reason behind the motives, which makes for a very compelling villain.
Number 8, Grant Ward. One of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s top agents in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1, it's quickly revealed that Ward has been working for Hydra. He betrayed the trust of the entire team, and for the next 2 seasons, we watch how that affects every member and the decisions they make, most especially Daisy. Without spoiling a great show, it's cool to see a subversion of the classic action hero trope, with the most competent member of the team turning out to be their greatest threat.
Number 7, Ego. While most people aren't fans of Guardians 2, we find it entertaining and still an overall great story, and a lot of that has to do with its villain. Ego the Living Planet was a massive gift for Disney and Marvel. While Marvel had to trade over some rights to Fox, they ended up getting the deal done to have Ego as the main villain in Guardians 2, which was a great surprise. Ego is a very difficult character to ground and make fit in the MCU, but it worked in Guardians 2. While he kind of disappears through most of the major fight in the third act, his presence is still known to everyone. The entire film is based around Ego being the father to Peter Quill, and showing that Quill isn't just a human, but he is basically a god. While Ego isn't the strongest MCU villain we have ever seen, his impact on the Guardians is a massive reason why he is on this list.
Number 6, Wilson Fisk, aka Kingpin. One of the most well-realized villains in the Marvel stable, Vincent D'Onofrio gives Fisk an off-kilter savagery that's incredibly engaging to watch. The antithesis to Matt Murdock, Fisk seeks to save Hell's Kitchen through violence and crime, and is a master at pulling strings and gaining influence. He's no slouch when it comes to fighting either, as he's exceptionally strong, and can go toe-to-toe with Daredevil. Here's hoping we get to see more of him someday.
Number 5, Kilgrave. Kilgrave is by far the best villain in the Marvel Netflix originals. From his compelling personality to his devilish ways, Kevin Thompson, aka Kilgrave, shines in Jessica Jones Season 1. With the ability to force people to do as he says, his power is unmatched and poses as a difficult opposition for Jessica Jones. With the already established backstory between the two characters, the entire first season takes you on a ride of what it is like to be manipulated and unable to control yourself. David Tennant completely nails this role and does a great job of making you feel safe, but then uncomfortable extremely quick. The way that Season 1 portrays the character is amazing. Taking on the adaptation of Purple Man in the comics, every time that Kilgrave shows up on screen, he is either wearing purple or under purple lighting, which in way gives you that feeling of being uneasy and uncomfortable. It would have been awesome to see him take on the Avengers with his powers, but like every great villain, they normally don't make it that far.
Number 4, Vulture. Vulture is one of my favorite villains in the franchise. A damage control worker who's left out of a job, Adrian Toomes builds a winged suit out of alien tech and uses it to steal other alien items to rework into weapons. After being discovered by Spider-Man, Vulture forms a vendetta against him and eventually figures out his identity on the way to the homecoming dance. Deciding that Peter won't stop in trying to foil his plans, he traps it beneath a falling building, from which he barely escapes. Spider-Man foils Adrian's greatest heist, and they battle each other on the beach, with Spider-Man doing all he can to save Adrian from dying. In prison, Adrian protects Spider-Man's identity, showing that he's honorable after defeat.
Number 3, Winter Soldier. This might be a bit controversial, but the Winter Soldier comes in at number 3 on our list. And I can already feel you typing, is he really a villain though? He's just Cap's friend. While yes, that is true, the second installment of the Captain America franchise is named after him. Winter Soldier was the evil version of Steve. Yes, we have already seen the evil version of Steve in the first installment with Red Skull, but the Winter Soldier adds a completely different dynamic. The reason why we have him so high on this list is because he represents the complete opposite of who Captain America is. While Cap is a super soldier fighting for his country, the Winter Soldier was created as a killing machine for Hydra. This even leads into Captain America's Civil War, when it is shown that he is the one who murdered Tony Stark's parents, Howard and Maria Stark. While Bucky finally gets fixed of his brainwash, he is still known as a terrorist to the world, and because of his past, he ends up 3rd on our list.
Number 2, Loki. Loki has been a fan favorite character ever since his introduction in Thor, going on to battle the Avengers and secure his spot as a legend. His relationship with his brother is central to all the Thor movies, evolving as time goes on, turning from a constant clash of values to mutual respect and admiration. At first, Loki is an opportunist who seeks to rule over Asgard, and after he's thwarted, is used by Thanos to steal the Tesseract from Earth. By Thor Ragnarok, he's become more of an anti-hero, fighting with Thor to save Asgard. In Avengers Infinity War, he sacrifices himself in an attempt to kill Thanos, a tragic but poetic end to his character. With his upcoming show on Disney+, we can't wait to see what's in store for the trickster, especially after his mysterious disappearance with the Tesseract in Avengers Endgame.
Number 1, Thanos. Obviously, we had to put the Mad Titan number 1 on our list. From his first appearance in the first Avengers movie to Avengers Endgame, Thanos has been the main piece of this saga. One of the things we have said the most about these villains is the form of sympathy they can make the audience feel, and no one does that like Thanos. While his plan is extremely diabolical, you can kind of see where he's coming from. Knowing the devastation his planet felt by overpopulation, he wasn't a villain seeking to kill just to kill, but in his eyes, he is the good guy, saving the universe. However, his character completely changed from Infinity War to Endgame. 2014 Thanos is very different from 2018 Thanos. Thanos in Endgame realizes that the Earth won't be grateful for his salvation, so he decides to destroy the Earth and create a new one with no one remembering the past Earth. And this is why we put him first on our list, because his character arc changes just as much as anyone else in the MCU. If you want to make your villains feel like an actual threat, then you have to make them dangerous. Thanos was extremely dangerous, letting nothing get in his way of his destiny, not even his favorite daughter. The Mad Titan is a part of a long list of the greatest movie villains like Joker, Darth Vader, Hans Gruber, and more. And he is the best villain in the MCU to this point. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let us know in the comments below who your favorite MCU villain is and what other lists we should do. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on a video. Follow us on Twitter at DorksNextDoor, and you can yank out the E from next. And you can follow me on Twitter here, and follow Jason on Twitter here. And we will catch you guys in the next video.